Steven, I saved a life this week. I saved
Ooh,
a life this week.
Anthony, my hero.
I did it.
Invincible himself.
Yeah, the craziest thing is that this isn't the first time this has happened on the show. Probably won't be the last because we have issues and they find us and we try our best to overcome them. But I don't want to tell that whole story in cold open, so let's just get to the show. Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, my best friend Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles and nonsense that life throws our way. We're just a couple of humans just tumbling through existence over here, trying to make comic books. Most recently, Steven, what have we been working on?
Recently, we've been working on a supernatural superhero culty comedy comic called Deathless. I got it? I did it?
That was really
I did it!
That was really good.
And it's going great. I'm currently working on the shading. I think I'm on somewhere before 10, but getting the shading done, doing all the cool lighting effects.
Yes. Yeah, dude. So, I mean, we've been working on this comic book. We launched a Kickstarter for it. It was incredibly successful, thankfully. If you missed that one, there will be one more for this comic book series. We are going to, after we finish this one, we are jumping into the final issue 5. But with this show is where we discuss like what we experienced throughout the week, the random distractions, the nonsense, the things that get thrust upon us like a tsunami of, terribles, or sometimes wonderfuls. Sometimes things happen that are like, good things. Good things happen. This week, Steven, I had a bunch of weird stuff happen. Let me give you, I don't always do this, but I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of the things I would like to talk about with you, Steven, because this is like a therapy session.
Because this was my life this week.
Steven, this week I have to talk about how I'm a lady. I also have to talk about 2, I saved a life this week, and then 3, I learned something about Dracula that changed my life, and it bothers me, and I just need to talk about it. But I just want
like a Dracula downgrade or an upgrade.
Oh, you'll see. We'll find it together. But before anything else, all right, let's get. I'm just gonna jump right into the first one, Steven. I was a lady. I was told I was a lady this week, and I have feelings about it. I have feelings about it as a person who is not a lady. Okay, so this is the story. This is some context, okay?
So you ran into Steven Tyler, and he decided to be super inappropriate in a song.
100%. He was just like, "I'm going to tell you who you are, ma'am," and I was like, "All right," and I'm not offending because it just drives me crazy. So this is the situation. My wife writes books. She's a fantastic author. She's written so many books. She's published like 5 books. She's written like 17 more. She is working on a book now. She's an excellent author. She has an agent. She is on sub, and the book that she has out for submission is a book that was inspired by a conversation that we had early on and something that we've spoken about on this podcast many times, which is that I've died many times. And I've been, I just jumped.
Currently living in the Bucketverse, actually. That's our current universe for everyone that's been keeping.
Hope. But it's, it happens. We've talked about it before. We've talked about like jumping universes and dying. And so I was like having that conversation with her. It inspired this whole book idea, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is so neat. You're writing a book, and I somehow helped inspire this thing, right?" So she's like, "Not only did you inspire this concept, but like the main character is going to be a graphic novelist, like someone who wants to make comic books." I'm like, "This is sounding very familiar." And then she's like, "Oh, someone who makes silly puns and is like making jokes and like being like a punny person throughout his life." And I'm like, that's me.
This is
and
me.
She's like,
you're just dropping me into this world.
Yep. And she's like, "Yes, I am." And so this character, it's not a 1-for-1 me. It's me. And you know what's funny, Steven? And the thing that I think upsets me more about it is it's me with like more of a bite. Like it's me if like I was like, "Hey, forget about it," every once in a while, So Steven, she sends out this, like her agent is sending out this book, and this editor from one of the publishing houses sends a note saying it's a wonderful story, is fantastically written overall, but the male voice isn't authentically male enough.
No,
Steven. And I'm like, first of all, I read this book. What? I don't
it's
understand.
me. You just got told that you are not masculine enough for some artsy publisher.
100%. I was so like, so if you're out there right now and you're like, criticisms really bother me, this is a legitimate editor, a sincere, legitimate, like I obviously I can't name names. I can say allegedly. No, none of them are gonna be watching this, but I will say like I hate the lack of transparency in that entire sphere and the fact that like just even she can't even call that out publicly and say like, hey, this person said this thing, which first of all is meaningless, dude. Think about that. What is an authentic male voice? Now, I understand there are ways to get it very wrong. Like you can be like, oh man, my penis sure did lead me to get some milk today. That's not a thing. Like, like you could do that. You could be like, oh, it's a dowsing rod, right? That helps you find milk. That's what it's looking for all the time. Like there are ways to get it wrong. Like there are ways. If I were to write a female protagonist, and the popular example people use are like, oh, her boobs are boobling or whatever. Like if you do that, sure, there are ways to get it wrong. She didn't do any of that. I read the whole book. None of that was in there, right? So I was just like, what is it? What makes this voice not authentically male? Like what is that, Steven?
Is it maybe possibly implying, since this person is in the comic or graphic novel sphere, that it's not like incel enough? Like, is that possible? Is that possibly the note? Like, which is crazy because let's be real,
yeah.
A lot of comic writers are not on that side of the spectrum whatsoever.
Oh, dude, it's just I like so much about it just like was annoying because I was like, first of all, I'm personally attacked for no reason, and I'm like, this is weird.
And honestly, in such an honest way, like it's not even like this is someone that felt like they could say this isn't a man because it's a fictional character, but this fictional character is a very real person.
And and what's so funny about it is it just goes to show you how invalid these criticisms are and how like weirdly generalized people can be. Like that, just the fact that you can be like, hey, this isn't an authentic male voice. Cool. You know what is an authentic male voice? Prince. You know what else is an authentic male voice? Sam Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, are those the same at all? No. Cormac McCarthy exists, but so does freaking like Michael Jackson. Like all these people. These are male voices. Now you can say it's not a gruff masculine voice or aggressive or testosterone.
Yeah, even if the editor would have came back and straight up said that they want like a more gruff,
or
gritty.
If they were like
tension from this character.
Now I'll say I agree with you. I do think that there are notes you can make where you can say I think this character would have benefited from a little bit of aloofness or like if they weren't so in touch with their emotions and they did this. Now, do I think that's a fair assessment of like an entire gender? No, it's dumb. It's such a stupid thing to do to be like, oh, I'm sorry, this entire gender isn't capable of doing anything. Like it's ridiculous. It's absurd, and then just the fact that it's also
you're giving this gender too many layers. You need to dial back on the layers.
Yeah, like it's just such a silly note, and I can't wrap my head around it because I'm just like what do you mean? Like the book, by the way, is about, like I said, a comic book writer. It's not like he's not an assassin, which, by the way, a comic book writing assassin would also be fine.
Hello, there's Chuck. You know what I'm saying? The show Chuck is literally someone who's an unassuming assassin.
I'm sorry, are you saying like Jay Baruchel, Justin Long, any other protagonist that happens to look like awkwardly like me because we all come from the same like goofy mold? Like just like let it happen. Like what are you doing?
I just imagine this like den and there's just this wacky inflatable arm flailing god, right? And it's just every time it flails, a Jay Baruchel spawns. Justin Long and Anthony LaFusi, and you all just come from the same being.
Oh my god, dude.
Flail, my children, flail.
Oh, Steven, that's a shirt. If we ever have
flail, my children, flail.
My children, flail is such a good shirt. It's also a good band name. Oh my God. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because I was like, this is a weird experience for me. I just have like some stranger who is basically the gatekeeper of of my wife's dreams is like, your husband's not masculine enough, so you don't get to publish your book. And I'm like, crap. Now it's my fault.
Now it's my fault for existing in the way I exist.
Like, not that it's a obviously not that it's about me, but this is a show that I co-host, so I'm talking about my
This is
part
my
of it.
personal problem with this problem that someone
Yeah.
else is having.
Oh, dude, I feel so bad for her though, because like it's such a good book, and like I just the like lottery pyramidification of like everything is just driving us all crazy, you know? Because like, dude, she has published. Now, I obviously she knows like you know some of her books. Like some of her books are better than others, just like some of our comics are better than others. Just like you know,
Hmm.
it's like you grow and develop as you know make these stories and like paint these various narratives. But dude, at least three of her books are widely marketable. Like the kind of thing where I'm like, how is that not a Netflix series already? So then seeing this book get rejected, I'm just like, it's just all you need is the right set of eyes. And you keep finding the wrong one. Not her, it's not like a thing she's doing, but it's like, why did the wrong people have these positions? You know, and it
Hmm.
just drives me crazy. And oh my God. So if you're out there and you're like, hey, I know an editor at a big traditional publishing house, be on the lookout for KT Carlisle's books because oh my God. Otherwise, dude, so fun fact, I'm not a lady. Despite the evidence. No, I'm joking.
Despite the flailing.
Despite the flailing flail, my child. Before because I feel like I'm rambling on a lot. Do you have anything that happened to you this week that was like an issue that got in the way or anything that you just wanted to share?
It's just life. Like I mean, just like always. It's always my schedule is pretty scheduley. It's
Yeah.
weekends that sometimes get absorbed. My dearest, beautiful, wonderful firstborn daughter Cambria graduated from the 5th grade. So
Amazing.
Friday evening we went, and watched her graduate, and then got dinner afterwards, and it was a good time. And then my other daughter, Chase, her best friend that moved away a year and a half ago was down visiting because one of her siblings was graduating down here. So we had to, take Chase back and forth to
Yeah.
her friend's house and
That's cute.
for
Yeah.
the Airbnb. And Chase, yeah, they're so cute. They're adorable together. It's like they're like best friends for life. But yeah, so I mean, it was like a bit. Then we had D&D Saturday.
Dude, D&D is so much fun. Yeah.
So it was a busy weekend, but I mean, that's what your 30s and 40s, early 40s are, I believe, especially if you have children. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, dude. It's exhausting, but like in the best way.
Hmm.
I do feel like I'm at the point right now where I'm like I am working for the weekends, you know, and
Hmm.
I have such like a I mean, you know, you drive a lot for your job. Like you're constantly
Hmm.
driving for long distances and then driving all the way home and you work, long hours and it's just like I make the trek all the way to, Cape Coral
Cape
every
Coral.
single day and then every single day I come back to pick up my son, I do this and then I have to like I clean up the kitchen or I like do whatever I have to do so, and I spend time with my wife, spend time with my son, do what, do whatever I can, whatever I have to and have time to do in the world. And
And then
then
hopefully after all that's said and done, you have a smidge of
that
energy
dude,
that
that's a good,
that
yeah.
is tethered to your passion. Like
Yep.
that's the how many times do you like even go to pick up a guitar? Like you have to be in a certain
Dude,
mood to pick up your guitar.
I
And like just to pick up that
yep.
digital pen and work,
Oh,
what I'm saying
it's
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 tough sometimes.
it's crazy how that's exactly what it is, and it drives me nuts, dude. Because like I mean, we all go through that. Like, anyone watching right
Hmm.
now who has any sort of creative pursuit, even if you don't have a busy schedule, you have a busy internal life. Like one way or another, it's just like it feels like there's the energy is always being siphoned off, and you're like, how do I save just enough to be able to
Hmm.
do something with it. Like I want to make this little ball of energy into a homunculus of creativity and like, get something done. And it's just like, dude, it is taxing sometimes. I'll say like I'm proud of myself like for
Hmm.
I'm pretty good with like playing on purpose. Like whenever
Hmm.
it comes to the time where I'm like, all right, Atlas is in bed, this is happening, it's time for this. It's time to sit down and write this like a lusty vampire comic. I was like done. And I just did it, and I
And
was like,
it's done.
it's done. I did it. And then it's like, all right, time to color. Sit down, I color. What sucks is like just the opportunity cost of like I only have this 40 minutes or this hour or whatever it may be. And I'm like, I have to color this thing because it needs to get done. But also, I really want to
Hmm.
write this other thing, or I really want to make something else. But it's like, and it just there's not enough time. There never will
There's
be, you
there's
know.
never going to be enough. I think what's I mean I don't know, man, how long Bloodlust is going to go for. That's another thing too. Is like once we finish Deathless, we reopen into Beauty and or whatever we
Full into
do with
beast. Yeah, yeah.
Bullet and the Beast. But I mean I don't know how many Chris is going to want to run with Bloodlust, but like it's cool though. It is cool to get that paycheck.
Yeah, I think he
But
said after four, maybe we're gonna do a compendium or like some kind of
cool.
book. I think something like that. I don't know, but I what I do know is I think, or I'm pretty sure, Bullet and the Beast is gonna be a big deal for us.
It's us learning from
Yeah,
the various things that we've
yeah.
recently tackled.
I do. I feel like Bullet and the Beast is our black belt book. I do.
Mhm.
Like I feel like we're at the point now where like we've been doing this. Like this is episode 297 of this show.
We're almost there. Kevin Smith, please, for episode 300.
Oh, dude,
Please.
if only. I've tried contacting him a few times. I've like checked my emails and stuff. It's just crazy trying to get a hold of people like that who have like endless, like his finger in every pie, and he's doing all this stuff, and he has other people with more popular shows contacting him constantly. So it's. I do think we'll get him though. I think I have a few ideas. I don't know about episode 300, but we will get him eventually.
I need to try to hit up Josh Eppard, too, because I'm still friends with him on Twitter.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, speaking of Twitter, so there's a movie called Onyx the Fortuitous and the
I,
Talisman of Souls,
yes.
that like I love, and I was like talking about, like when it came out and stuff. The guy
Ooh, I don't know.
yeah, the guy, yes, the guy who made that, the weird satanic guy, is his name is Andrew Bowser. He followed me yesterday on Twitter.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Dude, I love his movies. I'm so excited. Like he's trying to make another movie. If you're out there right now and you want to watch like cool practical effect horror movies by like a very unique creator, go check it out. Post the link below to his Toy Box horror movie that he's trying to get funded now. Dude, he's trying to get like I think it was 75,000 and he's like something like 10,000 away. He's very
Oh,
close.
he's going to get it.
No, but he only has like 2 days.
Oh.
Yeah, he only has like 2 more days. I hope he has some kind of like secret investor or like some kind of whale is gonna show up and be like, last second. Because like normally the last day or two you do get all of the people like the
You get
last
the
final week.
surge.
That surge comes. I'm hoping, but just in case it doesn't, be that surge, be the go be the cavalry for Andrew Bowser, just like you would for us, hopefully, because like we need this stuff to get made. Like
Hmm.
otherwise, who's gonna make cool movies? If I see things like Andrew Bowser not being able to fund a really cool movie, having proven that he can make cool stuff, what hope do I have? Like that's where I start.
Yeah,
Like
zero. Yeah, I
that's
get
what,
you. I
you
get
know
you.
what I mean? Like that's where.
Someone with a YouTube fan base and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So like he's already funded. Like he's funded like bigger movies and music videos and graphic novels. He's done all that stuff. If he can't get this one made and it looks awesome, it scares me for me, where
Hmm.
like not that it's like discouraging enough to make me not want to make a movie, but it sucks and it's scary. And I understand that everyone's like going through money problems right now and everyone has issues. But if you have anything to give to cool projects, please do, even if it's not that one, just whatever you can to make cool stuff, come alive in this weird world of robots trying to take over. Please help. Speaking of bringing things to life, Steven, I saved a life this week. I saved something.
Woo!
Yeah, dude. Those situations where you're like frustrated because you're like, I missed this light, or like I'm like driving in traffic and I'm like,
Mhm.
freaking red lights, and like, yeah. So I had a situation, right? You ever have one of those moments where you're like, I need to take a right up there. Like I was like, I need to take a right up there, but it's bumper to bumper traffic here. I don't know how I
And I'm
got
gonna
here.
be a jerk to a few lanes of people.
Yes. So here were my options. Okay, and here are my options. In this moment, it doesn't happen often. It's almost never bumper to bumper traffic there. It happens randomly. So I do usually try to stay in the right lane. Sometimes I'm like, I'll just be in the middle lane because it's not going to be so bad. Sometimes I'm wrong, right?
Hmm.
So on this day, a couple days ago, it's bumper to bumper traffic. I'm like, crap, I'm stuck. But what I won't do is stop in the middle of the lane with my turn signal on and just make someone let me in. I won't. So what I do instead This is just how I am, is I will go through the light and then take the back roads until I make it to that turn again. Like so,
Mm.
and it's fine. It's about 5 minutes out of my way. It's not something I want to do, not something I prefer. I get a little
But I'd
grumpy,
rather not,
but
screw over a bunch of other people.
exactly. I'm
In
not
my
gonna,
mind.
in my mind, I won't do it. On this day, I couldn't get over. Nothing I did. I put my signal over. I'm like, come on, let me over. But I didn't want to be a jerk, so I was like, fine, I'm gonna go straight. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I wasn't fine, but I was fine. So I go through the light. I stop at the stop sign. I take a right. I've done this a couple of times. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it's fine. So I turn, dude. I'm driving, and a Steven, Steven, a homunculus, a little gremlin, a little furry, bobble-headed, taco-loving monster jumps in front of my car, trying to kill itself, just as quickly, like trying its best. It was a Chihuahua, Steven. A
Aw,
Chihuahua,
poor
dude.
little guy.
Dude,
Or girl.
this thing was squirrel sized, okay? Like literally like no tail. I mean, just like tiny little thing with the biggest like Funko Pop head and like these crazy eyes. And I'm looking at this thing and like now here's the thing. I saw it for just enough time to hit like to slam my brakes, right? And there's no one behind me. I'm the only one who missed their turn and had to take this like scenic route. So I'm like, fine, 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 fine. Everything's fine. Oh, now there's a like crap. Okay, so I stop my car, and I'm waiting, right? I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't even see it. I don't even see it. I didn't
It's
feel.
just shivering in front of the car.
Yes. I must have been like its soul left its body, it's astral projecting around, it's barking at other ghosts or whatever. I don't know how I don't know what it was doing, but what I do know is it wasn't moving out from in front of my car. So I was like, okay, 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 okay. So I put my car in park. I'm waiting. I lean. Now, Steven, when that thing that happens when you stop your car and you put it in park, but you still have your foot in the gas, so it doesn't do like the jostle. I
Yeah.
was I was scared of the jostle hitting the car. I know hitting the dog. I know that's probably dumb, but I was still like, that it's just like that quick.
So little. What if my tire jostles on top of this little
Right,
guy?
exactly. I was so, dude, and that was what was happening in my head. So I was like, I have my foot on the brake, and I'm like leaning over trying to open my door, and I finally get my door open, and I see it. I see the dog like walk over by my car door. So I'm like, okay. So I let go of my car. My car does the jostle, and I don't get Steven. I don't get out of my car. I jump over the seat of my car, and I'm talking to this little dog, and I'm like, hey, buddy, and I'm like, I kind of like put my hand out, like I do the submissive thing to the tiny alien that I could step on. I could like sneeze and kill this creature, but I'm
Just to
like,
test, it's like what it wants to do. Does it
yeah.
A want to attack? B want to befriend? What's this thing gonna do to me?
What are my options? Like, how well did I roll on animal handling and or like persuasion? I'm just like, all right, here you go. Like so I, so, so I cast charm person on this dog. I like lean forward with my hand. And I'm like, here you go. And he sniffs me. And for a second, he starts going, and he's like growling at me. And I'm like, oh, I have big dogs. I have like a big dog that he's probably smelling on me. And I'm like,
Smelling blue and yeah.
smelling blue, and like even Yoda's bigger than him, like by far, which is crazy because Yoda's only this big. So I'm just like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, but he doesn't bite me. He like kind of nuzzles in, like what are you doing? I'm like, okay, so I start petting him, and I see that he has a collar on. I'm like, yes, best case scenario, right? So I look. I try to get to the collar and he keeps like lowering his head. So I have to do this little thing where I'm like moving the collar like this to go to his neck. Mind you, in the whole time I'm in the middle of the road with my hazards on. Um, but yeah, so I'm talking to this dog and I'm just like, okay. So I see that his name is Taco. So now I start calling him
name for a
adorable
chihuahua.
name for a chihuahua, right? Yeah. So I'm just like, I start talking to Taco. I'm just like, hey, we're gonna be best friends. So where do you live? So I see that there's a number. So I'm like, yes. So I get my phone and I dial the number and I hear that it's coming through my car. And I'm like, ah! And I start panicking because I don't want to hear like the phone call because I'm in my car.
The full voice coming through yeah.
It's too much. So I like mess with it. I finally push the button because this is all new to me because I've never had an iPhone before.
Switch the speaker, yeah. It's super obnoxious on an iPhone too.
Ugh. So I do it and they don't answer, dude. I call them twice. They just didn't answer. I'm like, how do you not answer? You have a dog with a phone number on his neck, and you're like, just go kill yourself,
and
Taco.
they're missing.
Your dog is missing. Like, why did you even put the number? So Steven, as I'm trying to call and I'm like petting Taco and I'm trying to like I'm keeping him near me, you know, because like at this point other cars start pulling up and going around me. Um, Someone starts like shouting, and he's like, "Hey, that dog lives there!" And he starts pointing like a few houses down, and I'm like, "Oh, you know, he lives over there. Does he bite?" And he goes, "I don't think so. I don't know." So I'm like, ah. So I was like,
I'm the
I don't.
neighborhood guy that knows neighborhood things, but not too much neighborhood things. You got to
Yeah.
kind of, build your own story over there, hero man. Like, yeah.
Oh my God, dude. So hang on one sec. Okay. Dude, so I'm just like looking at this guy like, okay, he's trying to he's okay with whatever happens. He doesn't want to be responsible if I accidentally get bit. But I get it. But thank you. You know, so I was like, "Oh, over here." And he's like, "Yeah, just knock on that door. And, you know, that dog gets out all the time. You know, all their dogs, blah blah blah." So he's talking to me and he just keeps talking. Wow, so I'm leading. I'm like trying to like like whistle and like get Taco to follow me. I'm like, "Come on, Taco, we're going this way." And I'm like, like whatever I can do to get Taco to follow me. And I'm flailing my arms as I do, getting Taco to follow me. And
Serving the flailing god.
exactly. And so, but it works, you know, and he bestows upon me the animal handling that I needed in that moment. And Taco follows me to safety, to the door. And I knock on the door, and this woman opens the door only this much, like just enough for his big head to like scoot in there and him to run in. And she goes, "Oh, okay." Just like that. She goes, "Okay." And I was like, "What? That was it?" Like, look, I don't need a reward, but like, oh, okay, for what I just experienced is crazy. But like, dude, the funniest part for me about this whole thing was as this is happening, that guy that told me where the house was, he wasn't like, "My part of it's done. That was my dialogue bubble. I'm out," and like walked away. Because you'd think
He
that's
wasn't
what
an NPC. He's
you
like, I'm actually the main character of this
yes,
story, sir.
he was. Dude. He was like, "This is my street. I'm the hero of this street." So he walks up and he's like, "Do you need me to fix your gate so your dogs don't get out?" And I was like, "I have a child to pick up. I'm out of your story now. I'm sorry that I was the NPC. I was on a mini side quest. I don't know what's happening. You guys, I love you all." And I just left.
He started a neighbor kerfuffle.
Dude, it was so funny. And the woman's just like, what? No, and I was like, "Oh, I'm out," and I just like ran away. But anyway, I made a new friend named Taco. It was great. That was,
That's crazy, dude. The
dude,
guy just took over the reins of the story.
it was
He
so
like,
weird. I was
let
like,
me borrow those reins. You don't need to direct this ship anymore. Like,
yeah. I mean, I was fine. I was happy with it because I was like, I have to go pick up my son anyway. I have to go get Atlas, and I don't have time to be saving this dog right now. What did work out though is it was since it stormed so terribly that day. They were doing like the lightning dismissal, so everything was moving really slowly anyway. So I was like perfectly on time. Everything was
yeah,
great.
dude, that's what happened to me today. Is I like went to pick up, because usually I'll like come home first for a minute because the parent pickup line. I just wait till the end of it because it's
Yeah.
only like a few minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So I literally just wait until like 3:35 or something like that, and then drive up, and I can just get right in line, and it's super
Yeah.
easy. But today I was already like out after work, so I was like, I'll just come get them. And dude, the parent pickup line, because no walkers or
Oh,
no
dude.
walker dismissal. So yeah, I was in that line until like 3:50 or 4 o'clock or something like that. It was so stupid. Makes
Oh
me
yeah.
so
No,
mad.
oh no, it drives me crazy. And then you see, and well, of course, it's worse now because everyone has their phone attached to them. We're all like cyborgs in the dumbest way possible. And then
Hmm.
instead of like getting cool like robot legs and like different like cybernetic limbs, we just put our brain in a box and we
And we just
care.
make time disappear with it. It's just like,
It's the dumbest time machine, but people love it. Anyway, if you're watching us on your dumb time machine, thank you, and please hit the subscribe button.
please continue using your dumb time machine to watch us.
Time machine, we really love you. No, it's crazy. Hopefully, we're giving people a good reason to use their various devices, and some good hopefully entertainment. I don't know what the show is, but what I do know, Steven, is something about Dracula that I didn't know before,
Ooh.
which. I just want to, it's not even a monster test. It's a literally one quick thing. I'm going to
Hey,
call it.
you want to know something about Dracula that you probably don't want to know? Here it goes.
Steven,
Dracula facts.
I'm calling this a Mandela monster effect because here's the thing, Steven. Here's a little magic tidbit that's absolutely factual. In the book Dracula, the old version of Dracula is described as being completely clean shaven, except for a very long white mustache,
Like a Fu Manchu.
like a Fu Manchu, like a yep, like a Nosferatu Manchu, like
Like handlebars.
like handlebars.
Dangling handlebars.
Can you imagine, Steven? Now when I watched,
That's getting in the way.
that's what I'm saying. Okay, when I
Like,
watched
does he have to like tuck
Nosferatu,
it as he bites? Like,
yes, Steven, that's exactly where I go, okay? And now I understand this is also, if he's old, if he looks elderly, as Dracula does, that means he's not feeding very much, right? Like, because as he feeds, he gets younger, which means as his mustache has grown, he's probably not even partaking in his, the delicacies of the local's blood, and as he gets younger, you notice he has less of a mustache, like even in the
it
excuse me.
rubs off from all the neck biting.
Yes, dude, but it's can you
From the
like
mustache rides.
dude? I can't wrap my mind around it. If your entire diet is liquid based, you're not gonna have a mustache. You're not. You're
If
not.
your entire diet is liquid based and requires you to put your mouth up against somebody's neck and bite it,
Right.
you're getting hair in your mouth like 80% of the time otherwise. Like unless you're doing a little tuck as you bite, which is so not cool looking.
No.
Could you imagine me like
No, it's like saying all I do is eat cereal, but I'm gonna choose chopsticks. Like it's not the right tool for the job.
I'm gonna be honest, even with the beard I have, like my mustache, like my side mustaches, I have to like pull it away if I take a bite because like even those little ones, like they'll get in. Like they find a way. That's like it's like my teeth crave my own facial hair. Like they're finding ways to meet each other. They're like star-crossed lovers. Like it's crazy. Like
Oh my God. But I just thought that was so weird. And what drives me crazy about it is I've seen a lot of various like Dracula movies and like vampire movies and like various media in which Dracula is represented in various ways. Now I know there are going to be people who are watching this right now who are like, you didn't see Christopher Lee with the mustache and blah blah blah. It's like, you know what? I don't think that existed. I think I died again, and because like, there's no way I would have seen this. I would have seen Dracula with a white mustache. Like, it's crazy because there are movies with Christopher Lee where he has the mustache as older Dracula, and it looks insane. It looks terrible. It does not look good. It's a terrible choice. I don't like it at all. If you like it, that's great, and I'm glad it exists for you.
Dracula's like, we vampires had a very stylish, powerful mustache that we used to use, but then some dick in the 1940s really fucked shit up for us, so we had to grow out the longer mustache, which gets in the way of the biting. We used to have like a kickstand stop to just push into someone and it would hold us in place. But no, some douchebag had to completely claim the vampire stash from us.
Ooh, what's fun about that? Charlie Chaplin had that mustache, and his character was the tramp. What if it was originally the vamp?
The vamp. I'm telling you, we just wrote true vampire lore. Like vampires
sure
all
that's
had the
accurate.
Charlie Chaplin, which unfortunately became the something instead.
Something. Yeah.
And
Oh, speaking of lore though, let's do a quick questions from the colony segment and see if we can get us some.
gather round the campfire, ladies and gentlemen, and ask your fucking questions because it's questions from the colony with Steven and Anthony, and we're gonna answer every last one of your questions like vampire stashes, playing with matches. Go ahead, sorry.
Questions from the colony. So we only have two real questions this week, which are short, but that's why I wanted to do it this week because we're at the end of our episode already. So let's see what questions we have. We have Sam V asked, "What is your favorite song from 2008?" It's a very specific question.
2008. What albums came out in 2008?
That's a good question. I feel like
Unfortunately, Coheed's Good Apollo Volume 2 came out in 2007, so you can't do that. I think Year of the Black Rainbow was 2010 or 2009, so let's see. What scene albums?
let me see. Well, yeah, I was gonna say like it was like 4 years after high school. It was probably for me. It was probably something that was Chiodos or maybe Census Fail still. I'm trying to think of when their album came out. I think it was earlier though.
See, this is like just after our era.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Like
What else?
Academy is. I didn't really listen to the
I like the
Academy
Academy
is.
is, but
Is the Academy does the singer from that band sing on the Snakes on a Plane song?
yeah.
So kiss me
Yeah,
goodbye. I think that's him,
Well,
right?
it's
Yeah.
like him and the guy from Midtown, I think.
Yeah, and Cobra Starship or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. That was. But yes. Ooh, the Academy is good. I like that band a lot.
I like his voice in that
his
song.
voice
I
is
never really listened to them, but I'm sure his voice is great.
Oh yeah.
2008. I'm just gonna go to radio hits just to see.
Okay.
Put my brain. I Kissed a Girl came out in 2008. Viva La
And you liked
Vida.
it?
Lollipop by Lil Wayne came out. No One by Alicia Keys.
What year
Oh,
did
Taylor Swift's Love Story came out in 2008 also. That was a banger.
what year did Black Parade come out?
I think that was like '07 also.
7
Hold on.
also.
Maybe not though. Let's see. MCR The Black Parade album release. 2006 actually.
Oh wow, that's good.
The one of the bigger Black Parade tours happened in '08 though.
It was
Fall Out
fun.
Boy had an album come out then though. Hold
I
on.
think it was for me. It was probably Chiodos. I think Chiodos was my
Panic
favorite.
did too actually. Hold on, Panic had an album. I wonder
Panic
which...
and yep. I don't think I listened to that one very much though.
Was that like their second one or third
Yeah.
one? Yeah, Pretty Odd. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, 9 in the Afternoon was a pretty good song though. It's
Mhm.
9 in the afternoon.
If
Yeah,
you're
I
out
don't
there,
know.
if you are out there and you have a favorite song from 2008, let us know.
2008. I was just getting into Coheed in 2008 actually. So I was probably listening to Coheed
I think
in 2008.
Steven's favorite song in 2008 was probably a Black Eyed Peas song.
Though that was like '05.
It was like
06.
05. Yeah. That was so fun.
Don't
okay,
Funk With My Heart had mine
Oh,
in
it really
05,
did.
I think. Maybe '04 even, I think.
So Daly asked, Daly said, I just want to know the story of Taco the Chihuahua. So we shared that story already. And then our good friend Charlie says, what is best in life? What's best in life, Steven?
What's the best thing in life?
Yeah, well, what is best in life is the question. But yeah, what's the best thing in life?
I don't know, man. I really love just coming home to my family. I genuinely do. Like I know that's a very basic super easy answer to that question, but like I love my wife, I love my children, I love my home. I love like the peace of my home.
Yeah.
And that's like life for me for sure. Like that's what I'm preserving, that's what I'm protecting, that's what I'm, governing. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. No,
That's
I think that's the best answer. Not just in that it's family, but like the joys that we have and that we can, live for and live in and appreciate. But yeah. Yeah. What is best in life? Shared loves in general. Mostly not time traveling. That's I feel like that's like probably the best lesson that I really hold true in life is like time traveling isn't helpful. It never has been. It never will be. Like to some extent you think about the future, but I appreciate this. Like I love the conversations I have with Steven while we're doing this. I'm not thinking about what I should be doing or could be doing or will be doing or was doing,
What happened
or what happened.
where I could be if
Exactly. Yeah. We tell stories, we share, and that's part of the moment that we have together. So the connections and love, and that's all. Just the community that we're building, colony, all of this stuff. Is part of what's best. Let's see. So those are our questions from the colony. Steven, with everything that you experienced this week, how'd you do? You said you were around page 10?
Yes, or I'm somewhere around there. Like I'm shading and getting through. I just need to start adding some drawings to some of the later pages.
Heck yeah.
Finish that up.
I did get 2 of the cameo pictures back.
Awesome.
Or 3. I got 3 of them. So I'm gonna go through. I'll do that probably tomorrow for you. I'll go through and see if I know the other ones and just send you everything I can so you know exactly.
Yeah, like I know Chris. Like
Yeah.
I know like Chris and I know like certain
a few of
ones.
them. Yeah.
But just in case there was any like surprise ones that
Carl's did it. My
Yeah.
parents did it. One of my coworkers did, and then your uncle, of course. So we have like a small group. So I'll make sure I get that to you. Excuse me. God, I'm very burpy. So dude, I this week I had to like finish that script for the
Bloodlust, yeah.
Bloodlust. I did that. I did color a little. I didn't color as much as I'd like, so I'm gonna hop back into that this week. That's what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna work
Okay.
on this week?
I'm gonna keep shading and then probably draw on some cameos because that's like
Yes.
it always drags me in two different
Yeah.
directions when I know I still have to fill in like cameos and stuff. So
Yeah.
I definitely want to get some of those squeezed in. I also need to like create more spaces, which is fine. Those last few pages, it's literally just removing buildings and stuff
Yes.
and put people in place of those things. So it's not too bad. But yeah, that's gonna be my goal. Just keep shading and coloring.
Heck yeah. But that's what we're doing this week. Let us know in the comments what you're doing this week, or if you aren't doing anything this week, just say hi. Let us know that you watch the show because every time you comment, it just tells the algorithm that people care about our
Feeding
show.
the algorithm.
Yeah,
You're feeding the wacky inflatable arm flailing gods algo.
it's true. Steven, oh my God, dude, did I tell you what happened to me with like the ads on YouTube?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, so for like the comment for the Kickstarter and stuff, I put money, like my own money. I was like, I'm gonna like create some ads for our show, so it'll give us more views, hopefully more subscribers, and then hopefully more people funneling to our Kickstarter and getting us, that stuff. So I was like, oh, this is good for us. It's good for us, and it is. But Steven, what I didn't realize was YouTube hasn't been actually taking my money for the ads. They've just been collecting the debt of the money so then they can later bill me for all of it because they didn't actually send me a bill until it reached over $200. So it was like
Oh my God.
$250. So out of nowhere last week or like it was very recent. I was just hit with this random $250 bill and I was like, "What?" And like, "Oh my God, it sucked, dude." And that's why our last last couple episodes didn't get
Because
many
you're like, shut it down.
yeah, I was like, I can't be doing that. I can't. Well,
No, yeah.
but that's what we're doing this week. That's what we're doing next week. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for participating in this ridiculous, hilarious, absurd, and hopefully fun show for 297 episodes. If this is your first episode and you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for watching.
We
Know that
appreciate you. You're amazing.
just as much as we appreciate everyone who freaking has been watching us since episode 1. Thank you all. Steven, you want to say anything else to the people before we go?
Thank you for tuning in each and every week. Thank you for supporting Anthony and I's dreams. We love you and we appreciate you. And I also hope that your weeks are kick-ass and creative too.
Heck freaking yeah. Thank you so much. Until next time, I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
Yo quiero boom.
That was a good one.
That was good, right?
That was a good one. Oh
It's
my
always
God.
need to be a boom song.
No, yeah, no, that's good. A good unique boom is what the people. It gets the people going. How's life?
Evie it's good. Hold on. My Eva beanie.
Nice.
It wasn't centered. Now my hair's all up in my shit. Hold on. Hello.
What's up, dude? I was just thinking like it's like a Men in Black moment. Like, put it on. What the last beanie you'll ever wear? That one? Like.